5 identical players in purple jerseys took the court, each wearing the kanji for 5. The opposing defenders froze completely. One grabbed his own hair, panic in his eyes. The crowd gasped. This was the championship final, and no one expected a ghost squad. Glowing purple-golden lines connected them, pulsing with a supernatural energy. A coach shouted, demanding to know which one was the real player. The announcer stuttered, unable to call the play.
Mark him. The one with the mark.
There, a boy named Itsuki had been raised by his grandfather, the abbot.
Hiroki's lips curl into a knowing smile, his eyes never leaving that glowing mark. He has found the real player. The game clock continues to tick. But the real battle has already begun. One man knows the truth, and the 5 copies are now a weapon turned against their creator. Itsuki's mind flashes back to a misty mountain temple, the place where this power was forged.
This technique is the Esportivo body split. You will learn to split your spirit.
Again, the body must be empty before it can divide. This technique was created to confuse bandits, not to show off. Every copy carries a risk.
One night, masked attackers breached the gate. They sought to expel the old abbot. In that chaos, Itsuki's will shattered his limits. For the first time, a second self tore free from his body.
This seal will mark the original. Guard it with your life. It is the only difference.
Itsuki focused, and for the first time, 4 identical copies of himself burst into existence.
Those words lingered as Itsuki left the mountain, carrying a secret he hoped never to test. Now, on the court, that secret has become a weapon and a target. The seal pulses under Hiroki's gaze. The temple invasion had grown more frequent. Each night, Itsuki held his breath, waiting for the gate to splinter again.
So many people and that sound, a bouncing orange ball like a war drum.
By spring, Itsuki could split into 4. The copies moved like extensions of his own heartbeat.
If I split my body here, I could become my own team. No one would know.
Then, how do I protect it?
When you understand the seal is just a convenience, you will carry it in your will, not your skin.
That night, the attackers returned with greater numbers. Itsuki stood at the gate alone. His body flickered, and 5 silhouettes spread across the courtyard, each moving independently, each insisting it was the real one.
Opponents panicked, defenders froze. 5 identical players moved as one mind.
Now I must carry this power into a world that has never seen it, and keep the secret from those who would use it against me.
The first day of high school, Itsuki walked past the gymnasium and heard the rhythmic pound of a basketball.
5 players, moving as if they know each other's thoughts. I could fill every position at once.
You want to try out? You are built like a reed. Basketball isn't a temple garden.
Itsuki bowed respectfully, then stepped onto the court. The team barely glanced at him. Halfway through the scrimmage, Itsuki closed his eyes. When they opened, his outline blurred, and a second, Itsuki bolted down the wing.
That seal, if I can identify it before the game, I'll crush him.
What? What is this? Is this some kind of mirror trick?
It's a family technique. I can play all 5 positions for 90 seconds. It's not an illusion.
Silence stretched for a heartbeat. Then a senior clapped Itsuki's shoulder, eyes still wide.
They don't ask about the mark on my wrist. For now, it's just another miracle. But I know it won't stay hidden forever.
By mid-season, the team from Nara was untouchable. Sports papers ran the same headline every week.
Hiroki's grip tightened. His thumb traced the inside of Itsuki's right wrist and found the raised scar of the golden seal.
In a rival school's locker room, Captain Hiroki crumpled the paper in his fist.
That symbol on his wrist. I've seen it before.
That night, Hiroki unrolled a scroll from his family's exiled branch. The same seal burned in old ink.
Bunshin no Jutsu Esportivo. Physical clones, not illusions. And the seal identifies the true body.
2 defenders swarmed the original. Itsuki's pass was stolen. The ball changed possession.
Days later, Hiroki watched the Nara team from the stands. His eyes never left Itsuki's right wrist. When Itsuki activated the clones, Hiroki didn't flinch. He only noted the faint golden glint like a beacon. Like a beacon.
I'll wait until the final. Then I'll crush him with his own family's secret.
The gymnasium swelled with the roar of two schools. Banners shook. The championship final had arrived. In the red team's locker room, Hiroki drew a diagram. 5 figures, 1 wrist circled.
When we shake hands, I'll find the golden mark. Then we choke their offense, attack only the real one.
The scoreboard showed a yawning gap. His team was crumbling under Hiroki's strategy.
Itsuki, you are the soul of this team. Trust your training.
They can't know. No one understands the seal. It's just a visual anchor, isn't it?
The teams lined up at center court. Itsuki and Hiroki faced each other, the referee between them, their hands clasped. Hiroki's thumb pressed deliberately against the hidden seal, a cold, precise gesture.
He touched it deliberately. He knows what he's looking for.
There has to be a way. Grandfather wouldn't have left me defenseless.
The referee tossed the ball. Itsuki's team won the tip, and the first possession belonged to Nara. Itsuki held up 3 fingers. His body shimmered, 4 copies peeled away, filling the court in a perfect pentagon.
Number 55. The one with the golden wrist. Shut him down.
2 defenders instantly swarmed the marked Itsuki. His passing lane vanished under a wall of red jerseys.
Itsuki visualized his consciousness sliding into a clone, the seal shimmering on a new wrist.
Steal by Hiroki. He's all alone. Easy layup. The red team strikes first.
Play after play. The pattern repeated. The clones were ignored. The defenders converged on the sealed wrist like a magnet.
I need more than will. I need the game to force my spirit out.
He knew before the game even started. This isn't just a tactic. He knows the technique itself.
Itsuki rose, sweat drying, but his eyes held a desperate light. He had a theory.
Coach Takeda crouched beside him, voice low but fierce. The bench felt like a cage.
They've figured out your mark, Itsuki, but you are more than 1 wrist. Adapt or this game is over.
How can I adapt when the seal is the only thing that separates me from a copy? Unless...
The seal is a convenience. Itsuki, a crutch for the mind.
Hiroki signaled wildly, splitting guards. 1 stayed on the slow original, 2 swarmed the hot clone.
where your will commands, if I can move my spiritual center, the seal might move with it.
Itsuki ripped the tape from his wrist, staring at the golden seal, as if seeing it for the first time.
This mark isn't the source. It's just a reference point. I can shift the center to any copy.
The impact jolted his concentration. The star clone flickered like a dying candle, nearly fading away.
Put me back in. I have an idea.
Itsuki jogged back onto the court, holding his right hand tucked behind his body, the seal hidden from view. He split into 5. Every wrist was angled away from Hiroki, every palm facing down.
Doesn't matter. The one who flinches before the cut is the real target.
My family was cast out for perfecting the counter. Today I prove we are superior.
Another turnover. Nara's offense is completely locked down.
Then, one clone, without a signal, cut sharply to the basket. Its arm extended, eyes locked on the rim.
I didn't order that. It moved on its own, responding to the open space.
Itsuki rose slowly, exhaustion replaced by clarity. He accepted the price.
The half ended with a buzzer. Nara still trailed by 12, the scoreboard a blunt accusation.
Physical tricks don't work. I need to truly move the center of my being. Where the will flows, the seal must follow.
In the locker room, teammates slumped on benches, voices low. Itsuki stood apart, eyes closed.
Itsuki, the second half starts in 3 minutes. Do you have a plan?
Just give me 1 minute of silence. I need to find the center.
On a clone across the court, the seal blazed into existence, a star reborn on a new wrist.
Grandfather said, the seal is a convenience. Move your will, and the mark follows.
A tremor ran through his core. The seal on his wrist flickered, its golden lines thinning like evaporating dew.
It's working. The center can shift. The mark isn't anchored to my skin, it's anchored to my focus.
When he opened his eyes, the seal was barely visible, a ghost of gold. He could shift it at will.
Itsuki, your wrist. The mark is gone. What did you do?
The game had just split into two worlds, and Hiroki was standing in the wrong one.
The second half began to a deafening roar. Itsuki walked onto the court with his right wrist completely bare. He held up 3 fingers. 5 bodies split into existence, and the golden seal blazed to life on the wrist of a clone.
That's impossible. The mark was on his wrist. Now it's on the copy. Ignore the seal. The real one is still... No. Wait. Which one did I mark?
The real Itsuki, sealless, slipped past the frozen defense. His pass found a cutter for an easy layup.
Basket by Nara. The deficit is cut to 10. The Phantom 5 are back.
The seal isn't fixed to the original. He can move it, just like the technique itself.
Everyone find the seal, it's not on this one.
Nara within 2 points. The impossible comeback is happening right before our eyes.
He's made the seal a weapon against me. It's just a lure now, and I bit.
Hiroki slammed his fist into his palm, eyes wild. He called a timeout as the scoreboard flashed a tie.
Forget the seal. Guard all 5, as if each one is the real player. No hesitation.
Itsuki split again, the seal blooming on a different clone. The red defenders scrambled to cover every purple jersey.
Hiroki pointed, voice cracking. There, the seal, that is the original.
He's not just hiding, he's attacking through the confusion. Every shift forces us to reset.
Only 20 seconds left on the clones. I have to make this count.
Back and forth. The lead changes again. We are tied with under 2 minutes remaining.
Hiroki strode to the bench during a dead ball, his jaw set. He wasn't broken, only sharpened by the pressure.
We pressure the ball before he can divide. Make him react. Don't let him think. This game ends on our terms.
Itsuki's voice echoed from the clone. Chase shadows now Hiroki. The seal is just a reference.
With 30 seconds left, Itsuki signaled for a timeout. His legs trembled, and the golden seal was a faint whisper on his wrist.
You are drained, Itsuki. Can you even stand, son?
One more shift. That's all I have left. After that, the clones collapse. If I keep the seal on a clone, Hiroki will mark the wrong target. But if my energy fails mid-play, I am a sitting duck.
The clone stumbled, its movements jagged as pain lanced through Itsuki's distant mind.
Coach, I am going to transfer my entire center to a clone. There won't be a seal on me, but it's the last shift I can manage. If Hiroki catches on, or if the clone is exposed, it's over, but if I don't risk it, we lose anyway.
Then trust your will. We trust you. Go finish this.
Itsuki nodded, the seal on his wrist flickering and dying completely as he poured his spiritual center toward the soon-to-be copy. He stepped back onto the court with 10 seconds left, the weight of the championship on his shoulders. Itsuki stepped onto the court, his right wrist bare and smooth. No mark, no glow. The last reserves of his will burned like a dying star.
Your grandfather's teachings are weak. Your spiritual center will shatter like old glass.
The clone's form flickered violently, nearly dispersing. Itsuki's concentration had cracked.
Unbelievable. The clones are on the court, but even I can't spot the original. It's a complete puzzle.
The red defenders froze. 3 seconds on the clock. Hiroki's mind raced, his lifetime of training reduced to a coin toss.
That one. The one who just shifted his weight. Guard him.
2 defenders lunged toward the clone Hiroki indicated. The real Itsuki, invisible to all, drifted silently to the right wing.
He guessed wrong. The seal was never the source. Only my will points to the truth.
The clone solidified, eyes snapping open with renewed fire as the spirit reconnected.
Itsuki caught the pass, feet set behind the arc. The championship balanced on the edge of his fingertips. Itsuki rose into a textbook shooting motion. The gym fell utterly silent, the ball resting on his fingertips like a final prayer.
Grandfather's teaching wasn't about hiding the seal. It was about mastering the will that creates it.
With a flick of the wrist, he dished a no-look pass to a cutting teammate for an easy layup.
He's completely open. The seal. It was a ghost I chased all game.
The ball sliced through the air with a clean backspin, its arc, a perfect geometry of desperate hope.
The shot is up. With the clock at 0, the championship hangs on this one release.
The red defenders froze mid-step, their earlier chaos now a tableau of confusion. They had guarded the wrong ghost.
The seal is just a reference. The true center is the will. I learned that from you, grandfather.
Time stretched like molten glass. Hiroki could only watch his lifetime of strategy reduced to a silent prayer. The basketball hung at its apex, spinning under the gym lights. The entire arena held a single collective breath.
Itsuki dribbled the ball at half-court, eyes locked on Hiroki, who crouched like a predator. The clone's form rippled, nearly turning to mist. 6 seconds left.
Itsuki's teammates swarmed him, their bodies a tangle of joy. The 4 clones dissolved into purple mist, their purpose complete.
You trusted yourself. That's how champions are made.
Across the court, Hiroki stood frozen. The roar of the crowd was a muffled ocean, his heartbeat the only sound.
I knew the secret. I had the mark. And I still lost.
The red team sank to their knees. The final scoreboard glared down, a 1-point margin, a canyon of defeat in the center of his teammates. Itsuki looked past the celebration, his eyes finding Hiroki's solitary form.
The ball sailed in slow motion, every eye in the gym tracing its impossible path.
The crowd's noise faded into a hollow ring. For Hiroki, the silence was heavier than any scream. The court emptied. Itsuki walked through the confetti, stopping before the kneeling Hiroki.
You knew the seal. You touched it. And still, you marked the wrong wrist.
He made the mark vanish completely. Not hidden. Moved to a place I could never see.
The seal is only a visual anchor, a crutch for beginners. The true center of the technique is your will. Where your soul points, that's where the real self resides.
A faint golden afterimage of the seal lingered in the air before fading into nothing. From the chaos, Itsuki's weary eyes found Hiroki across the distance.
The seal is a map, Hiroki. But the territory is your own mind.
Itsuki extended his hand, palm open. The golden seal flickered back into existence on his wrist. Not a mark of weakness, but of choice.
You chased the wrong thing. But now you understand what's really worth finding.
Let me return to the temple. Let me learn what my family should have taught.
The temple never closed its gate to lost branches. Only pride kept you away.
Barely standing, Itsuki walked to center court. Hiroki didn't move, rooted by defeat and confusion.
Take this map and tell the grandfather what you learned, that the true center is not in the flesh.
I will. I swear it.
Then, all my training, I was fighting a symbol, not the spirit. Hiroki's voice cracked, then my whole life's training was meaningless.
Itsuki watched until the door swung shut. The seal on his wrist pulsed once, gentle as a heartbeat. The map led to a path carved into the mountains of Nara, a road Hiroki had never been allowed to walk for the first time in his life. Hiroki was not chasing a mark. He was following a question. High in the Nara mountains, the old abbot sat by a single candle, Itsuki's letter trembling in his fingers.
He sent a student. The exiled branch still remembers the path.
I was wrong, I besmirched the tradition. Please, allow me to learn from the temple.
That evening, a solitary figure climbed the ancient stone steps, a crumpled map clutched in his hand. Hiroki stood before the great wooden gate, his breath fogging in the cold mountain air. He did not knock.
Take my hand, Hiroki, not as enemies, but as fellow students of the will.
I've come to learn the true technique, not to steal it.
Then sit. The water will teach you more than my words ever could.
And so, beneath the same frozen waterfall where Itsuki once trained, Hiroki began his first meditation.
The crowd, hushed, began to applaud, not for the game, but for the impossible reconciliation they had witnessed.
Months later, the championship banner hung in the rafters. Itsuki stood in the empty gym, a ball resting against his hip.
Got some news for you. Hiroki sent word he's taken the monk's robe. Seems the temple finally welcomed him.
He found his question then.
In the silence, his grandfather's voice echoed across the years.
The seal was never a curse. It was a lesson I needed to teach. Now he carries his own.
Itsuki dribbled once. The ball echoed through the silent gym like a familiar heartbeat.
He smiled weakly. The ancient feud was finally buried.
I'll be ready. The technique isn't just about copies anymore. It's about knowing where your will points.
The ball arced through the air, swished and rolled to a stop. Itsuki watched it and smiled. The seal pulsed a gentle gold, not a mark of weakness, but a reminder that the truest self is chosen, not born. In the temple garden, a young monk sat in lotus position, the morning mist clinging to his robe. A miniature golden seal was painted on his wrist. Deliberate, chosen, not a brand, but a vow.
Without words, Hiroki bowed deeply, and the old monk returned the gesture in silence.
The path is not about keeping secrets, but letting them go. Enter, child of the exiled branch.
The water taught him as it teaches us all. The seal on his skin is the one he gave himself.
A breeze stirred the cherry blossoms. Hiroki did not move.
I chased the wrong mark for years. Now, I understand. The mark is a reminder, not the truth.
The grandfather nodded once, then turned away, leaving the new monk to his meditation in the silence. Hiroki's seal glowed, not with magic, but with the quiet certainty of a soul at peace. The real player was never the one with the mark. It was always the one who chose to let it go, and so the legend of the Phantom Five faded into memory, but the truth of the seal lived on.
Under a waterfall, Itsuki and Hiroki trained side by side, their rivalry washed away by cold, pure water.
In the temple, a bell rang. Hiroki looked up from his meditation, the echoes spreading like ripples. They never met again on the court, but their paths had already crossed in the only way that mattered. The seal was never the answer. It was the question, where does your will point? And the answer was always written in the space between the copies, in the center of the self.
They shook hands again, not as opponents or students, but as equals standing in the light.
The true technique is not division, but unity. Not hiding, but choosing. That is the gift of the Bunshin. Not to deceive, but to understand. And it began with a boy who learned that the strongest mark is the one you give yourself.